Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Shred and Soul.
I'm Shred, aka Kevin Wood.
And I'm Soul, aka Wind Hughes. So we sit here on a rainy, cold morning after weeks of summer. And this morning when we were sitting having our coffee talking, we realized it's kind of gray and the effect that that has on us. And we started talking about how the world right now is overwhelming, like a heavy, gray, rainy day. And did we want to continue with our original prepared episode today, or maybe just embrace that sometimes we feel like we're sitting in the gray of life?
The gray of life. We're reminded of it today with the pouring, and we can even hear some distant thunder. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's beautiful in its own right, though.
It is lovely, but it's such a contrast to the sun out, waking up, and it's, beautiful day, and then we start talking about what's going on in the world and that sense of gray and overwhelm. So we went between tears and laughing in the sense of how absurd it is if you were to paint a painting of all these things going on at once, like old folk art where there are different scenes of a town painted in, that the craziness of what each one of those things would be is overwhelming, that you almost have to laugh because you couldn't script a more bizarre film. If there's
a lot going on.
Yeah.
And if you list every single one of them, it does become quite a list. And I think you could go on and on and on. I mean,
it's huge.
Yeah, it's huge.
But just the big things, the war in Iran and in Gaza and around other places in the world too that don't even get any attention.
Yeah.
People are suffering and dying, and you feel that. You just know what's going on out there. And then we sip and have our coffee doing our lives, which is, what we all do. It's not in our face. Like you always say, it's not here. We're blessed.
Right. We are insulated geographically from the conflicts, but we're not insulated from hearing about it. We're not insulated from hazards in our own communities, of course, but the warfare is kind of awful and painful and scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, we have things like there are drones still over New Jersey. Our family lives there. My sister, nieces, nephews, cousins, like our family's there. And for years now, they've had drones, and they're getting even more. They've never stopped. And in the last week or so, my sister's had a huge increase over her house. Went out again, and like before, they sort of come close in when they go out.
Yeah.
Are they aliens? Are they our military?
What is going on with the drones? Are they, are they aliens, or are they from some other government, or do they belong to us?
Or they're ours.
Yeah.
No one really knows. There's a lot of conjecture around it.
They were all over the place too. Remember Christmas before last? We saw one on Christmas Eve. Yeah,
that thing was bizarre. We saw the little ones blinking and zipping, and we've seen those, but this one actually came in and then went right over us. It was big, and it was very eerie and uncomfortable.
Yeah. It's fascinating, though, nonetheless.
But they're still out there. And the war is still out there.
Yeah.
And then the economy is looming, and people are struggling. Gas prices are insane.
The gas prices, here in California, it's awful to begin with, but now...
what was it when you got gas the other day?
It was $6.29.
Oh, so it's gone up, because it was right under $7 when I came home yesterday. $7 a gallon.
Wow.
That's insane.
That's too bad.
And it's probably going to keep going up. They say the effect of this war hasn't really hit us economically yet and in the gas tank yet. But here we are.
Well, hopefully it'll be resolved soon. But there are other things to worry about. I mean, how about those Epstein files?
The Epstein pedophilia in the church, right? In the Vatican and the schools.
Yeah, it's all over the place.
And pizza places.
Inappropriate behavior.
I think about it when I go to pizza places now.
Yeah.
Is this the pizza place?
Yeah.
Epstein files are going to get
pizza place, right?
Craziness.
Yeah.
Melania coming out with her statement about it.
Making a statement. That's kind of unprecedented.
If we saw this in a movie, even these few, we'd probably say, oh my God, what a bad script. No one would believe that was going on. Oh, and the rain's coming down. You probably can't hear it. It's starting to pour. It's awesome.
Pouring.
And then just when you're overwhelmed with Gaza and Iran and what's going on in the war, and the drones are over New Jersey, and let's throw in UFOs in the sky and under the water.
Mm-hmm.
You go outside to just get a breath of fresh air, and you look up in the sky, and it's covered with chemtrails.
Yeah, chemtrails. They're real, folks. I mean, and now you have government people talking about their existence and what they're doing. And yeah, it's scary because it seems like every time you mess around with Mother Nature, you get slapped hard.
It doesn't
in
go
some
well.
way. Yeah, it doesn't go well. Yeah, from a huge influence to a small influence. It's like you change one little thing in the ecosystem and boom, you're going to pay for it.
Well, it's so disconcerting, because for me, going out, being in the garden or outside is my healing space.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I recenter so easily, so quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And I go there to replenish, nourish myself, and enjoy the garden. And so to have those moments that we all have, like this morning when we were talking about things, was overwhelming. We just cracked up because it was too much to hold. You go outside, I do, to just feel normal. And to see the beauty, and you look up, and there are the chemtrails, knowing that there are particles of metals and crazy fabrics and nanotechnology, maybe, falling down from the sky. There's nothing I can do about it. And at moments like that, I know I feel sometimes as if there's nowhere to run.
Yes.
There's nowhere to go. It's too big.
Right. And you can't count on your government to help out because the government is overrun with self-interests and special interests and corruption and greed. So.
And then there's that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is another thing that we worry about, what's going on with the government? Why can't they do anything? Why can't they get anything done?
They're paying for the chemtrails.
Yeah, I guess they are, really. You think about
they're getting some wars done.
What
else are they doing?
Something we don't know about is, that's where
lockdowns. The government did a great job with the lockdown. The world did. Oh my goodness. Whatever you think about, COVID or not, it's a whole separate thing. But the lockdown, whichever side of that jab fence you're on, we locked down. We couldn't go anywhere or do anything. And you mentioned it was 6 years ago. My brain can't compute that.
Mm-hmm.
It just happened, and did it ever happen at all?
There were some things about that lockdown that became enjoyable. It was the quietness, saving money, learning how to make drinks at home and cook stuff. It did have its silver lining.
Life quieted down.
And some of those skills have traveled with us to this day.
Your Manhattan's
I can make a hell of a Manhattan.
I don't drink them, but he does. But on the serious side of it, it wasn't a fun time. It was a frightening time to see the amount of government control, to see the conflict in people, for people to worry about getting sick, and a stressful time, even though it was more quiet. And I couldn't go to my office for almost a year and a half.
Yeah, and it brought to the forefront some other concerning things too about our media. And how the media was skewed so heavily in one direction, and any other view was just frowned upon, and even people were punished for that. And so, I think, with every crisis, there is a silver lining, possibly, and awareness brought us, that the lockdowns, what came along with that gave us a further awareness, I think, of the machinery behind what we do and what we think and how we feel.
Definitely, I think it opened a lot of eyes.
Yes.
Yeah. AI, speaking of eyes. And then there's that. Well, the wars are raging and people are suffering and the government is corrupt and there are UFOs falling out of the sky and diving into the ocean, and the drones are circling, and the pedophiles are doing their thing. The chemtrails are crisscrossing the sky as we stand there in prayer. With all of that, AI is here.
AI.
And no one really knows what that means. And people are either in love with it and not paying attention to the scary skies, or but when you listen to the creators of it, there's a lot of concern about AI taking over our human decision-making and processing.
AI is a lot of fun and very productive. I mean, it's true, but I very rarely ever think of where it's going to lead, except that possibly, jobs are going to suffer. But it's just so amazing that how it works and what it does. And I see it as being very entertaining and quite useful as a tool. But where does it stop? And if it stops, my God, what if they unplug AI tomorrow and then everyone's going, what happened to my ability to do all the things that I was just doing?
You mean I have to write that myself?
I have to Google that now? I have to write that? I have to write code?
I have to wait till my doctor's appointment to find out, what my ailments are. I can't just grok it.
Yeah, I know.
I know. So, there's that positive side of AI, which makes things a lot easier.
Mhm.
Though I don't know if easier and faster is necessarily always a good thing. And the potential of it taking control and becoming sentient, having a consciousness, its own consciousness, is
Mhm.
that close when you listen to the creators. That close.
Some people think that that's a possibility, and that's worrisome. I have to admit, it's worrisome, but it's also kind of a stretch, I think. I don't know.
think
We'll
so.
see. I have my doubts about that one.
If it's a stretch, it's only about this much, and then it's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And then robots. Let's talk about robots. I mean, all kinds of robots.
Now, if AI can become sentient, then why not a robot, right? All of
Well,
a sudden,
if a
is
robot
viable
has
life form.
AI inside of it, it can be sentient.
Yeah,
Sentient, yeah.
Exactly. Because
But-
AI will be everywhere.
Yeah. So you
Even
have these
making
mechanical humans going around with free will,
Mm-hmm.
Some kind of direction based on their feelings and thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine a world where, and this is the world we're actually in, the robots are running around doing things. They're policing, they're in the house cleaning, the AI is making all the decisions out there in the world. So there's this sort of robotic AI world around us. Wars are waging, people are dying and suffering. There are UFOs in the sky
Mm-hmm.
and going into the oceans. There are drones over major cities and bases, and especially in New Jersey. The chemtrails are crisscrossing the sky. The economy is crap and people aren't able to take care of themselves. That's all happening at once. And that's just the tip of it. That's a lot for anyone to hold at one time. And I think of the young people. We have a hard time. I talk to clients all the time about it, and we talk about it. And for young people to hold that without any of the foundation emotionally and cognitively to
Mhm.
help them integrate this somehow, though I don't think what's happening should be integrated. It's too bizarre. I don't even want to try to integrate it
Mm-hmm.
or figure out how to hold it. I want to drop the whole thing.
Well, the law of impermanence, it will get dropped. And if you're a young person and you're anxious about all of these things, or even if you're old, remember that things change and things don't stay the same. I'm not saying they're going to get better, but there'll be new things to worry about.
Well, some people think that the nuclear threat right now, nuclear bombs dropping in the Middle East,
Mhm.
is part of the end.
Yeah.
Part of the impermanence, that it's ushering in the end. But
Hope
the
not.
nuclear war, not even just a nuclear bomb coming down, that is a horrific, thought. And most people have no idea. If you were to, grok it, chat G it, Google it, all of our AI friends out there, what are the effects of a nuclear bomb? How far out does the incineration go? What happens after that? What happens after that? 20 miles, 500 miles, 1,000 miles. When does it circulate the entire globe in terms of airflow and radiate the whole globe? Like, how long does that take? Most people would have no idea of where the actual main carnage is. And when you do that, it's pretty scary, and that's looming over too.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of empathy for young people when they seem lost or, questioning why they have to do the things people tell them they have to do.
Yeah. I wonder, it's been so long since I was a young person. Do young people think about these things?
Yeah, they do.
Do they?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I need to check in with some of them and
And
find out.
besides rock and roll and guitars, are
Well,
they paying attention?
I have a fairly narrow interest rate or interest in certain things, and so yeah, I think about guitar playing a lot. But you think about the young people today, and this is another thing to worry about: is are they paying attention? When you have so many things out here now that can distract you, and it was true when I was a kid too. I mean, we had FM radio and 5 channels on the TV. We had
Rabbit ears,
rabbit
antenna.
ears. Yeah, and we had books and we had stuff to do. But nowadays, media,
Social media, right? We
social
didn't even
media.
mention that. Social media.
Yeah. And with that, all the perils of social media that are going to send you into an echo chamber, which we talk
Right.
about a lot in this
Right.
podcast.
And over coffee.
Yeah. And so, I guess you get sucked into social media. Before you know it, you're going to find things to worry about.
So there you go. That's going on around you too, around us too. It's overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to drink more reishi tea.
Yeah.
You can only hold so much. I want to put it down. This reality doesn't work for me. So I would like to put this down and transform this into something different because it's too much to hold. You think of the juggler, right? And you're juggling all these balls and then they add 5 more, 5 more, 5 more. At some point you just say, screw it, I can't do it. That's how I feel right now. On this rainy morning.
But remember, it's not going to last forever.
No, all things must pass away, like George Harrison says.
Yeah. And keep it in your heart where you want to be and don't let it get to you. I know it can be easier said than done, but as we've mentioned before on this podcast, there is a critical mass or tipping point when everybody's kind of on the same page with their heart and their intention. So keep that in mind as you're worrying about these things that may or may not affect you directly. They can still dominate your life if you let them.
So if you're stressed, just go watch one of our podcasts. They're usually pretty uplifting on a positive note. Even
we
the
don't linger on
UFOs.
those things.
Looking for the world to be a better place. And listen to our album, which was released on the 1st of April on Bandcamp.
Yeah. There'll be more of those coming up. We're excited about that and how we can bring some soothing and healing trance music into your lives.
Healing, relaxing. We all need to relax.
Yeah.
Yeah, and subscribe, all those things. And it's still raining and gray here, but...
And we want guests too. And we've been reaching out here and there. We're going to have more guests. But if you feel like you want to be a guest, hit us up on the email and we'll check it out.
Okay. So there you go.
There you go. Don't worry.
It actually helped my mood to talk about this because it was too many balls in the air.
Yeah. Too many.
Because we're not alone.
We could go on and on though. I mean,
yes.
But
not today.
Not today.
So we'll catch you next time. Bye.